Okay, so my name is V. I'm 19 years old. I identify as a trans male. My pronouns are he/him. I'm a professional trans model. Okay, so I'd start from my childhood. So my mom tells me this instant कि वो मेरे को लड़की की dresses पहनाना चाहती थी बचपन से. And yeah, I used to wear a lot of feminine clothes, but I would never feel comfortable in them because it just felt like something was really wrong with me wearing those certain kind of clothes. So I remember this instance being like, मेरी मम्मा ने फ्रॉक निकाल के रखा है मेरे लिए, but I see my brother wearing this kurta and I'm like, I want to wear that and I don't want to wear this, something that makes me look girly. If I have to put trans in easy words, it's basically someone who does not feel comfortable in their given gender at birth, because it's a very social construct. Like हम पैदा होते हैं और हमें एक सेकंड नहीं लगता कि लोग हमें आइडेंटिफाई कर देते कि हाँ ये लड़का है, ये लड़की है, उसके बॉडी पार्ट्स को देख के. So I think cricket became that one thing that made me feel closer to how masculine I wanted to be in my childhood. So my father was really supportive when I told him that I want to play cricket, and other people around me were like, नहीं वो लड़कों का sports है, तू कुछ लड़कियों का sports खेल. My family has always been supportive and it's a really big privilege for me. After my dad died 4 years ago, we moved to Delhi. I am from a small town in Himachal. So when I moved to Delhi, I met other people from the queer community and they really helped me understand that what LGBTQ is, because जहाँ पे मैं था वहाँ पे बहुत close-knit society थी, तो वहाँ पे किसी को कुछ idea नहीं था. I didn't have as much people to connect with there, but being in a really big city like Delhi, I came to understand what queer is, what being trans is, and I finally figured out that this feeling that I had was just not in my head, and it's actually something really out there that people feel on an everyday basis. First person that I came out to was my mom. So I was watching this show with my mom, and she asked me if I wanted to be like that trans person in that show, and I was like, yes, I want to be that person.
हमारे से पहले तो हमारी एक बहन है, वो रहती है बिहार में, छपरा में. वो समझ गई कैसा होता है, हमको समझाती थी. हम नहीं समझ पा रहे थे इस बात को. वो कह रही थी नहीं, भगवान ऐसा ऊपर से बॉडी कुछ और दे देते हैं, अंदर कुछ और दे देते हैं.
I have came out to my friends and family. My mom was the first person that I came out to, and my friends actually knew that I was trans before I came out to them. They were like, हमें लगता है कि तू trans है, and that's the reason I actually started searching about what being transgender is and stuff like that. So my family and my friends have been really supportive throughout my entire journey of figuring myself out and getting on T. So T is basically testosterone, and people have two kind of hormones in their body, estrogen and testosterone. So me being biological female, I have very less quantity of testosterone in my body. So I inject myself with testosterone every week in order to get that masculine features inside of me to present outside. So how I got on T was I had to get in contact with the psychiatrist, and they had to evaluate me and to basically say, okay, you are trans and now you can get on T. Like my opinion does not matter here.
उसकी पहली वाइल भी तोड़ी थी मैंने वाली, उसमें से निकालते हैं ना.
बदलाव तो कुछ हुआ है. 1 साल हो गया हार्मोन का वो इंजेक्शन जो लेता है. इसके मामा आए थे तो बोल रहे थे कि ये तो बदल गया है, कि अच्छा है, बदलने दो इसको।
So when I first took my T-shot, so I injected myself with a needle. I was like this. I had this like sudden surge of happiness and dopamine in my body that it felt like something changed inside of me or something changed inside of my brain, and it was just this feeling of feeling euphoric and feeling of getting one step closer to how I want to look and where I want to be in life. It was if you look at yourself in the mirror, sometimes people don't like the way their nose looks, or sometimes people don't like the way their face looks or their face structure looks, or any part of their body they feel like they want to change, or any part of their body they are not comfortable with. So body dysphoria is basically not feeling comfortable in the body that you are at right now. So for me, body dysphoria basically revolves around my chest, my genitals, my voice, and my face sometimes, because I want my face to look masculine, because even after being on 1.5 years of tea, I still get misgendered. Okay, so misgendering is basically you using wrong pronouns. There are three kind of pronouns that I am personally aware with: he/him, she, her, and they, them. So I use he, him. So if you say she, if you refer to me as okay, she's doing this, she's doing that, that would be misgendering me. That would be using my wrong pronouns. I have been on shoots, considering I'm a model, so people have misgendered me a lot of times, but still I just like be like okay, chalo theek hai, next time वो अपने आप correct कर लेंगे अपने आप को. But that does not happen unless and until I tell them कि like मेरे pronouns he/him and you should use them. I am doing modeling. So that's a really big step for me, because I never thought I would become a model. Never ever in my childhood would I be like, oh, मैं camera के सामने comfortable हूँ, or I'm going to do like shoots with big designers and stuff like I used to see बचपन में magazines में, like they are fucking amazing models, and I am one of them right now. So it's just everything that has happened to me in the last 4 years of being in Delhi is just so surreal that I never thought I would reach this point in my life. But yeah, it's amazing, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out for me, and I'm just looking forward to where this journey takes me. Oh, so I am from this small town in Himachal. It's called Dharamshala. So there is a lot of Tibetan culture there. So my friends and I visited this place in MKT, and it has a lot of Tibetan culture. So I kind of felt like nostalgic visiting that place. So I would go there every week, I think, when I was in college, and it felt like home, because I really missed, you know, that small town and the culture and everything. So that is one place that I really like. Other is Champagali, because I have had a lot of let's say dates, and I met a lot of interesting people there, you know, even the people of the community and people that I know on social media. I've met a lot of people there, and I have a lot of good/bad memories. I personally haven't found a safe space outside of my home in Delhi yet, but I would say my safe space is basically my own bed or my own room. That's the place I most feel comfortable with. That's the place I have had a lot of cries, a lot of laughs, and a lot of, you know, getting to know me. I got familiar with the term quite recently when I was talking to a friend, and they said that they don't feel like their family is actually their family, and their friends feel like more family to them. I was like, that is a really interesting concept, because sometimes I personally feel like, you know, I don't want to be around my family on these certain days. I would rather be rather be with this person or this person, because I feel comfortable in their presence. So for me, chosen family is just feeling comfortable around people that, you know, that exist outside of your relation, your blood relation, basically. Yeah, I have quite a bit of chosen family. I think it's, even though I'm not a very social person, I meet a lot of people on a daily basis, but I have 4-5 people that I feel really comfortable with. One of them being my best friend for 4 years, Preeti. So yeah, she's definitely like the chosen family that I first had coming to Delhi, that I feel comfortable around. And a few other people are Parth and Vatsalya and Rush. So yeah, I do have 4-5 people that I would say are my chosen family.
तो आप ऐसे पेरेंट्स को क्या बोलना चाहोगे जो लोग अपने बच्चों को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं? उनको आप क्या, क्योंकि आपने अपने बच्चे को एक्सेप्ट किया एज ही इज,
बोलना चाहेंगे कि अपने बच्चे को एक्सेप्ट करो, उसके खुशी में अपनी खुशी देखो।
मैं बस एक ही चीज़ बोलना चाहूँगा कि लाइक जिसको तुम जानते हो बचपन से, देखा है तुमने, लाइक इफ़ यू हैव सीन योर ओनली चाइल्ड ग्रो अप एंड देन ही लाइक ग्रोज अप एंड रीड्स about himself, knows about himself, and then he finds out that he's not in fact a girl or a boy, that he's transgender. तो उस दिन मतलब तुम उसकी mental thinking के लिए उसको छोड़ दोगे उस दिन, like what, why, how can you do it?
I think for parents who are not comfortable with their children coming out to them, or something that is not natural for them to do, it's just that if you love your child, you want to see them happy, you want to see them growing in whatever way they feel comfortable with. And I think you being a parent really plays an important role in someone's life, especially your children's life. And yeah, just let them do whatever they want to do, let them explore this world, because at the end of the day they are going to live with themselves. I personally see that there can be hope for our society, because of course people are coming out, people are becoming more open about talking about themselves, about their gender, about their sexualities, and I think that has caused a really big impact on people who are going to be coming out to their friends or to their families, and making just a safe space for everyone to talk about their feelings.
Promise, Pakka, last question.
Yeah.
If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would you describe yourself as?
One word. I don't know. Let me think about it. I would say shy. I don't know. That's the first thing that comes into my mind whenever someone asks me like, "What are you?" I'm shy. I'm nervous. So yeah, awkward. Yeah.